Hello everyone, this is White Wolf, and we're going to be going live, and I wanted to talk about having clarity through the shift that you're experiencing and allowing yourself to experience the shift as a way of discernment, as a way of learning, as a way of growing and integrating the energies and aligning to the present energies and the future energies, and knowing that every time that you change and grow and expand and even experience maybe states of being alone or states of chaos, or maybe a lot of things are just changing in your life and you don't quite understand it, or maybe you're going through a lot of financial setbacks, or maybe relationship changes, and maybe some of you are going through so many changes within your own life, a paradigm shift, something that is helping you grow and expand and change within yourself, that's allowing you to find the alignment and find the wisdom that you are searching for. And really aligning to the very fact that as you're creating, as you are ascending to those levels, we all have to go through different initiations, different states of beings, different ways of healing and integrating and letting go of past lifetimes even. So a lot of us are healing and trying to transform the present moment, and allowing yourself to always have that conviction within that faith, and knowing that a lot of these things don't just happen, they just don't happen randomly, but everything has a reason why it happens and why it changes. So every time that you go through something in your life, whether it's financial trouble or a relationship change or periods of integration where you're having those peaks and valley moments, it's just letting you know and reinforcing that you're still on the path, and that you should just stand firm and stay steady and consistent and have that repetition with your energetic work. So don't feel like the universe is against you. Know that the universe is for you. Know that the divine is for you. And the divine is just initiating you into a different state of being, a different paradigm, a different reality, a different vein of existence. So it's kind of like understanding that just because all of these spinning plates are spinning on its axis doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to carry the plates and let them fall. So understanding that the reason for resiliency, the reason for strength, the reason for conviction, the reason for faith, we have to have some form of a challenge, some form of a test, some form of an experience of the appearance of the illusion, and really aligning to the illusion that is presently known, that is presently aware, so that we're able to gain the most benefit from the wisdom and the bringing the vibration to where it needs to be. So every time that we go through something, we are shifting into a new state of awareness. So it's giving us clarity when we're gaining the awareness. And a lot of people feel alone is because they don't feel like they're a soul. But then you have to learn how to be detached and not attached to a specific form, a specific shape, a specific existence, because you are all of existence, you are simultaneous, you are omnipresence. So it means that you're doing something all at once while you're having the human experience. So the non-physical experience and the physical experience coalesce and coincide and develop these different ways to break down, to turn into different breakthroughs. So you're breaking through a threshold of yourselves, not only myself, but also just gaining different wisdom and different intuition, and being guided by that intuition is leading with your heart no matter what presents itself, knowing that you're going to have a good time no matter what presents itself, that you're going to have a good life no matter what happens in your life. It just means that life happens, and when it does, that doesn't mean that we cannot be proactive towards life instead of reactive towards life. So when we are able to handle the pressure, handle anxiety, handle ourselves and conduct ourselves in a way that is more in vibrational alignment with the way that we're trying to generate, with the way that we're trying to emulate source in our own existence. So it's the understanding that nobody really knows what's going to happen in our lives. Life is unpredictable. So we don't have to control it, we don't have to predict it, we don't have to force anything in our lives. But if we keep going in that pattern, in that vein of existence, then we're going to attract the same experiences, the same relationships, the same interactions with our reality. So now we're transversing space and time and changing the way that life attracts itself, but also interacts with itself, changing the experiences themselves and how you enter that space of existence. So you're seeing that you're living in a state of transcendence. So we don't have to feel like we are the person that is driving the vehicle, but we can feel as if we're channeling our existence. Meaning, when you're channeling your existence, you're not going by solely what the mind or the body says, but you're going more by what the spirit allows you to align to the mind-body-spirit complex. So every time that you initiate this, you're developing something I call the twin heart. It means that you have transcended a certain stage of infinity to where you're infinite in your nature, but also there's a confidence, there's a fearlessness, there's a compromise there. So you're putting something in such a different context that it doesn't even allow you to really think about it for that moment, but in that moment you see that this is the most sensible thing to do, this is the most honorable thing to do, the most aligned thing to do, the most truest thing to do at this moment in time, when you are having clarity through the shift, through change, through initiations and different challenges and experiences, but also sometimes it's just the relationship with yourselves, and sometimes it's the relationship with Source. Sometimes you're like, what the fuck, Source? Sometimes I'm like that. But Source doesn't look at you and be like, wow, they're complaining and stuff like that. I don't think Source looks at us that way. I think Source kind of wants us to be like, get stuff done, what the fuck, help me, right? So if you have a shouting match or a cussing match with Source sometimes, it's okay. I think Source will appreciate it. But I know a lot of people in this life, in this existence, are going through the shift and they don't know where to go. They don't know where to seek for, and they don't know where to go to find wisdom and grace and matrimony. But the only way that you can do that is to push the reset button, recalibrate, regroup, and allow yourself to find a new intention, find a new reason to live, laugh, and love, and dream, and to expand upon the present moment that is presently you. So I felt this message come on very strongly because I wanted to really talk to you guys about it's okay that there are a lot of things being thrown at you. There are a lot of things being thrown at you. There's so many different things being presented to you. There's opportunities being presented to you. So we have to seize the opportunity as it presents ourselves and trust our talents in changing times, and knowing that the change is the transformation. It is the transmutation of different energies. So you're really just being more connected and being grateful, having gratitude, and not putting false expectations and having this false sense of identification with what you identify yourself with. So in a sense, we have to confirm what we are and confirm what we're not. So it's kind of like whenever you are kind of like at your boiling point, kind of at the point of no return or in a debilitating state, a lot of the times we get the most wisdom in that, because we have to release that state of not being productive or being so reactive or overly sensitive. But then the vulnerability and the acceptance and the healing comes through with a sense of worthiness and understanding that gives us that wave of passion. And then suddenly you were just in that state, but then all of a sudden it just shifts for you and it changes yourself. So it's just always accepting the here and now and the present. And I don't have everything figured out, but I don't think we ultimately all have it all figured out, or else we wouldn't have the journey, and we wouldn't have learning, and we wouldn't have the grace and the Shekinah glory come over our lives and really reflect to us what we've been needing to do and what we've been needing to reflect to ourselves. So, expectations and appreciations are different. So, trade out expectations for appreciation and just be grateful, have a humble heart, but also honor your alignment and know that just because all of these things in your life are happening to you, it doesn't mean that it's working against you. It's actually for your benefit. So if we see that it's for our benefit, if it's for our soul's journey, and it's for healing the past lifetimes and the patterns that present themselves, and maybe sometimes it's understanding that you're severing ties to dimensional ley lines that don't need to be there anymore. So a lot of us, want more vitality, we want better health, and suddenly a distortion keeps presenting itself, and then we have to learn through the lesson of the distortion, rather it's a sickness, rather it's an illness or something like that. Or you have a problem with money or something like that, spending money. It gives you a lot of anxiety. So a lot of the times we don't understand that that comes from past lifetimes. Sometimes that comes from our past even, and it tries to come back and reinforce itself. That's called distortion. And so when we're healing that distortion within oneself, and we're clearing the decks for the collective, but also we're clearing the decks for ourselves so that we're able to subtract to create space so that we can create differently. And then we're able to release that dimensional ley line, release that past lifetime, and sever the tie from it. And then we are able to shift into this. And then we're interacting with our reality much differently. So the reality doesn't, feel like it's disjointed or out of alignment or imbalanced. So there's a sense of balance and preservation whenever you are connecting to lifetimes that are helping you get back into sync with who you are. So we have to see everything as an initiation, as a transformation, as for our benefit. Because if we see it in that way, if we see everything, then we're not feeling like the world is against us, which it's never really against you. It's never been against you, but that's just a belief that we have, a lot of humans have. And I've had it myself. I used to be very pessimistic when I was younger, and I wasn't as empowering and inspirative and wanting to be happy, wanting more fulfillment years ago. And then I kind of looked at enthusiastic people like they were crazy, but now I see why people are enthusiastic, because it feels much better to be enthusiastic about something or inspired or happy about something than it feels to be down in the dumps or be a Debbie Downer in a sense, right? So it feels more better to smile than to frown. It feels more better to let go of something instead of harboring it. It feels so much more relief when you take that deep breath in and then you take the breath out, because you're including something and then excluding something with the exhalation of release. So this video is going out to people who have been on the path, and maybe you felt like you're reaching the end of yourself, which you probably are, or you felt like you've been, had a lot of pressure put on you, or you've had a lot to deal with, or you don't understand how this life progression keeps reinventing itself for you. But just know, or you're having trouble connecting to source, and maybe you're feeling more introverted. And those are all realistic and normal things about awakening, because we have to honor and respect what we're going through. And the very fact that you're going through it means that you are on the path to really igniting the flame of passion, not only within oneself, but also giving your life to source. And when you do, you have to go through periods of integration, healing, letting go, and a saturation of your own energy to where it's allowing you to reshape and recalibrate and bring back into balance the scales that have been imbalanced. So think about the scales in your life that have been imbalanced for a little bit and be like, okay, my prosperity's been kind of down here, but now it's more like this. So I'm able to do this and not really think about it. Or maybe every time I have a relationship, there seems to always be this issue. Or I'm having trouble meditating and just kind of grounding back into the earth, so maybe I need to walk on the grass and maybe connect with nature just a little bit more. So, and those are simple examples, but the scales and the way that the world was designed have been in balance. So now as we're awakening and going through it and kind of experiencing, it's kind of like I was at the store and this lady carelessly was bagging my groceries. And she was kind of making the point that I was like almost forgetting the bags as she was spinning them around, and it kind of like triggered something within me. Was like, was she thinking that I was stupid, or was she just being careless? Was she not? But that didn't matter. But the very fact that someone did take the time to bag my groceries instead of just doing it myself was the point. But it's something as simple as that kind of like she was kind of rude, she was kind of just, but just because that person was being that way did not mean that it would affect my state. And it didn't fully, but there was a hint and sliver of like, who does she think she is, right? So it's not about being perfect, but it's about being like aware of all times what you're going through and what you're experiencing and how you're being breaded to be that state of being, that metamorphosis, that calamity is clarity, chaos is clarity, confusion turns into clarity, truth, and honesty. So if we're getting reflections like that, and if we weren't getting reflections like that, that means that we would just kind of be like an ostrich with its head in the sand, in a sense. That means like you're still into meditation and stuff like that, but you're still kind of like closed off. So it doesn't mean that we're going against it. It doesn't mean that we have to be perfect either. It doesn't mean that you're an emotionless robot, but you gain control over like, I don't need to fully be upset at this person, or I don't need to react to that person just because they're in that stressful state, or just because something happens financially that my whole enlightenment like goes out the window and I just completely lose my state and lose all sense of what I was. But subtlety, being subtle in your recognition and disassociating from those sensations that ultimately make you feel bad. So it's just all about picking and choosing your sensations, like the things that you don't want to experience. So it's kind of picking and choosing, like, do I want to experience heaven or hell? Do I want to experience a good day or a bad day? So it's a simple choice. It's a choice of free will, and kind of taking it all the way in prosperity, vitality, and manifestation. So it's just the ability to do that. So we're going to do some healing energy. I do meditations and healings on this channel. Also, I wanted to make an announcement, guys. I want to take an announcement. I'm doing a $50 special for 1 hour sessions. So if you guys feel led to do that with me, do psychic readings and healings. But right now we're going to do some healing energy with the Kundalini. Some of my guides are going to come through. It's an honor and a pleasure to serve you in any capacity that I can. And I do these lives because I felt like people were feeling this today, or they were experiencing this in their hearts. So also 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be going live doing readings, healings, activations. So new time, 10, 11 p.m. Eastern. I did that on a weekend around 8 o'clock. So yeah, we're going to do some healing energy. So I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for being a part of this live. And allow yourselves to be a dimension drifter. That's an awesome name. That'll forever be a cool name. So. We are connecting with the Kundalini energy. You're going to feel quick release, letting go, rejuvenation, transformation, and transmutation, and allowing ourselves to clear past lifetimes that interfere with our experience, our awareness, our circumstances, our finances, our health, allowing ourselves to release that. Receive a heart activation as well. Archangels of love and light, who's willing to cleanse us of our auric field, tapping into God's source energy and the great I am, diving deep into Middle Mother Gaia Earth, grounding, release, and come back into balance with your true nature and activating the higher self. Earth and Water Dragon, Fire Dragon, Quiet's Pink Dragon to reset the karmic imbalances. And we have Jesus coming in and healing all of our chakras. And the Apostle Paul is helping us with our emotional states. And we're going to cleanse the ears, cleanse the throat, and cleanse the nose, activating the third eye fully. And then we're going to receive the bionic blue light from the 10th dimension, coming straight down to the causal, activating the Merkaba, Archangel Metatron's cube, and the Enochian angel codes, and the Sophia codes as well. And we're going to put the billion layer protection grid, and also we're going to receive the armor of God. Energy purification, tapping into your energetic signatures as well. Tapping into a white gold aura, the violet flame, and also a sapphire energy and an emerald green energy for cosmic abundance. Align with your psychic atomic energy. Through the chaos will come clarity. Clarity will turn into truth. Abundance will turn into free will. And the willingness to show up. The willingness to appear. The willingness to transform. Allow yourselves to quantum leap, quantum acceptance. And the Enochian angels with this healing energy is helping us shape shift. Feel into the power and the energy of now. Allow your intentions to manifest worlds into existence. Allow your prophetic nature to be the power that you channel. and allow yourself to carry that sacred flame of creation that unites like-minded hearts and souls. And lastly, we're going to activate our psychic abilities. Activate all of your psychic abilities, your psychic intuition, and just become the gift of the universe, the gift that keeps on giving. You are bliss, you are love, you are God. You are the oracle of love, light, and wisdom. Eternal, forever, and infinity. Everyone take one last deep breath. Exhale. When I snap my fingers, you'll come back to. You'll have a greater sense of clarity. You will know who you are. And you will become God manifest in human form, which is the oracle of love, light, and wisdom. Fully realized. So yeah, that was the healing energy, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. Thank you for stopping by, and also thank you for being a part of the live. It's always appreciated. It's always awesome to see you guys and to connect with you. I'm doing a $50 special for 1 hour sessions. So if you're wanting to book a private session with me, just let me know. I do have a $50 special. Text me on TikTok, and oh, you're welcome. Email, text me on TikTok, whitewolftheoracle on Facebook and YouTube. I don't really care about Instagram anymore. But thank you for receiving the healing and also receiving the live itself. And also just let me know, I'm going to be going live around 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern doing readings. It's going to be like $15 for the readings themselves. So I hope everyone is doing well. And thank you for stopping by. Thank you for connecting with me. And just remember, just because you're going through a lot, just because that you're going through so much change, so much integration and healing, does not mean that you're alone in all of this, okay? So just know that it's happening to you for a reason. It's happening to mold you, to create you, to make you more wise and expanded and connected. So that's what it's really doing for you. It's helping you be more connected to your guides, your higher self, and to be the vehicle of creation. So it's happening for me too, yeah. That's partly why that's one of the reasons why I did this live today. So thank you guys so much. And thank you for being a part of this live. This is White Wolf. Feel free to book private sessions. I do all my appointments over the phone as well. So a $50 special for 1 hour. So thank you guys. God bless. Namaste. And until next time, this is White Wolf.